Hey there, Foxy Gamers, and welcome back to Satisfactory. We have sent off our research for making all of these foundations, so now we can start actually making a base, which is pretty exciting. As it turns out, we're going to be needing lots of concrete for these foundations, not the iron plates like I thought, which is both good and bad. Good because we don't have to waste our iron plates on that. Bad because we don't really have a very quick construction or a very quick concrete building situation going right now. So we're going to want to add another constructor or two over at our limestone area. So let's go ahead and... Whoops. No. We're going to queue a constructor. Let's see. We don't need a smelter because the limestone just goes straight into those, so we'll want to make sure we have enough iron for conveyor belts. Oh yeah, we got plenty, so I'm just gonna leave those off of there. Okay, it looks like that's all we need there. Let's check our power situation here and see if we need to build another biomass burner. We're not near at capacity. I feel that's probably because some of our constructors have turned off for the time being, but that's okay. If they're not running, we don't have to worry about them taking up too much. So let's go run back over to our limestone section and see how things are going over there. Well, this is actually going a bit faster than I thought, so we might not add any more constructors at this time. Eventually, we're probably going to want to be making concrete faster than this, but for now, this is plenty for us to use. We are going to need 200 for our next milestone, but then if I just grab maybe another 300, that should be good for now. The next milestone we're going to be working on is for... oh, that's right. I was like, I already forgot. We're going to be heading towards our MK2 conveyor belts, so they're gonna go twice as fast, which is pretty awesome. But in order to do that, we need 50 reinforced iron plates, which is a lot, and we could do that all by hand. Whoops, I'm on the wrong spot here. But I would rather get our area set up over at our iron base to make sure that we can be automating those things, because the less we have to do by hand, the better. It's just kind of a pain in the butt, and you know, the point of this game is to set up all that automation. So let me see here. I'll just show you guys what we're aiming for. We've got conveyor belts, conveyor pole, stackable, and a conveyor lift, which I haven't really used the conveyor lifts and poles too much yet, so that'll be fun once we get that open. So we got our, let's see, where did it go? I just wanted to show you base building. So now we have all of these different foundations and ramps and walls that we can build. I'm not gonna redo everything just yet, but definitely moving forward now, we're gonna try to keep things a lot more organized. Okay, so we're gonna want to make an assembler and a couple constructors probably, and then we'll just throw a smelter on there. I can't remember if we're gonna be able to make another smelter or not. And then we'll have a storage container, a whole bunch of conveyor belts. Let's just throw 20 in there. And did I already put... Yeah, let's do a splitter and a merger. These are all just the things that I'm going to bring just to make sure we're not going to have to be running around. The only things left for me to make are the reinforced iron plates. So it won't take too long. I'm going to make a couple here. The first thing we're going to set up is the assembler in order to make these automatically, but we might need to build a couple of other constructors in order to feed into that. Okay, so here's where we're gonna start using our new platforms so that we can keep this stuff a lot more organized and on the same plane, so that we don't run into this whole, like, if we put things too close to each other, the conveyor belt line is going to be too steep and all of that. So I'm going to do some setting up here and show you what I come up with. Well, that took a little longer than I was expecting, but a lot of it is because I decided partway through that there was no way that I was going to be okay with leaving half of this, like, gross on the ground and unorganized, because if any of you know me based off my other videos, I do not like having a horrible looking base in whatever game that I'm playing. So we have left a whole bunch of goods around that I'll have to go around and pick up, but the nice thing is, if your inventory is full when you try to deconstruct something like that, it will drop these little boxes here so that you can pick it up later. But as you can see, my inventory is still full, so we're going to have to go drop off some of this stuff. So let me show you what I have arranged here. Obviously, we have our screws box here. I did make 3 constructors to feed into the screws. Now, I don't know why this is backing up. Oh, okay, so I guess this merger cannot actually handle this many screws because this conveyor belt is going too slowly, but that is going to be fixed once we get our Logistics MK2 upgrade, and we'll be able to speed up certain spots. Oh, let's grab you and you. So I did make a huge platform here, and I put everything on the level of our miner. At some point, I could make something underneath here, but that's not gonna happen right now. Also, there's not really enough room for that to happen right now anyway. So that will have to come later. I don't believe... Oops, we don't have enough space still. I don't believe there's any sort of terraforming ability in this game, which, you know, that's fine, because we can make our platforms, and that's really all we need to do. But yeah, so basically that might just end up being wasted space. But as far as I know, we can pretty much build up as much as we want. I've seen some images on the Reddit that are pretty impressive, some of the mega bases that people can create. So hopefully we'll get there at some point, but that's going to be quite some time yet. What I could do here is build like a ramp up from this side so that I don't have to run around to the side here to get on the platform, but I do think I'm going to want to basically build out into this entire bowl eventually, and then once we get to the edges, obviously we're going to have to build upwards. I don't know what we're going to be doing with those minerals in these 2 spots here, but that's not something that I have any research for just yet. So over here we have 2 constructors that are making iron rods. I'm trying to optimize everything based on how much stuff they can make per minute, basically. These are going to have a little bit of extra iron ingots sitting in there, but that's also partially because I put some in there that was just hanging out in a storage bin. I realized that I had a constructor that was basically just pumping out these iron ingots, but honestly, I don't really need that because the only thing that iron ingots are used for are making the secondary items that I have everything set up for now. So I had those there because of like taking them back to my base and making stuff by hand, but I don't think that's something we're going to be needing to do anymore. I am going to, real quick, if I can find it, there we go, just throw down a personal storage box here because I really don't want to carry around all these iron ingots, but I don't have anywhere to store them right now. Okay, so we have iron rods, iron plates, and screws. They're all feeding into, they're all feeding into 1 storage bin each. And I did that for simplicity's sake because now we're going to use each of these in making a more advanced item. We're going to start with the iron, reinforced iron plate, and I can't remember. Oh, can't afford. Oh, crap. I made too many constructors. I guess I have more constructors than I was planning on my way over here. So I ran out of reinforced iron plates, and joke's on me. I can't make the thing that needs... I can't make the thing to make the iron plates without the iron plates. So, let's go ahead and... Uh-oh. Oh, okay, good. Wait. Alright, yeah. We want to make some screws. I guess I could have just pulled them out of our storage bin over there, but I forgot that they were going to be necessary for making this iron plate. So we'll just go ahead and make 4 of these guys. And then hopefully we won't have to make any more of these by hand unless it's way too slow, which it might actually be. The reinforced iron plates do take quite a bit of time to process. So it needs screws and iron plates. Now, I do want to try and optimize my space as much as possible. Obviously, we do have a lot of space, seemingly endless space right now, but I don't know how long that's going to last, and the more spread out we are, of course, the more running around I'm going to have to do as well. However, I don't know how many conveyor belts I'm going to want to take out of these. I might be putting up splitters from those storage bins and feeding them into multiple assemblers depending on how quickly our assembler makes stuff. So for now, you know, I am just going to go ahead and set up a splitter coming out of each of these just so that I don't have to worry about it later. So we'll do one there. And then if I don't use it, that's fine, but it's more of a pain in the butt to add one in later if I haven't accounted for it. So, I want you lining up like so. As you can see, everything is nice and orderly because we have this beautiful grid that everything snaps to now. And the way that you make your conveyor belts look this uniform as well, it'll just automatically add a curve to it normally, but what you can do is place these conveyor poles wherever you want. You can either make them this tall, or if you just click once and keep going up, you can make them, I don't know, what is that, 5 units tall, something like that. And then you click again to build whatever height you want, which we don't really need that there, so I'm going to take that away. Okay, so let's just put... I'm going to put our first assembler here. And they have 2 inputs, as you can see. 2 little orange inputs coming out there. And what am I going to want to do? Let's make it go... Ooh. This is going to be a little messy. Oh, I can't see. I want to try and line it up with this guy here. Is that going to work for us? Yes, I think so. Oh, and of course I didn't quite line that up right. I want to do this right, guys. I don't want to have a messy, gross factory that I have to fix later. Well, alright. It's weird. It's not lining this up the way that I would expect. I want it to... The blue line tends to mean, oh hey, this is lined up. But it's lining up in a weird spot. I actually just want this orange input to be lined up. So we'll have to do that manually here. There we go. Oh my god, I still didn't get it right. Oh my god, finally. Okay. There we go. Now it's going in a nice straight line. And then we're gonna take... Uh-oh. Oh, I've already messed it up. Alright, we're gonna move this here I want to make some beautiful assembly lines here. So these need to be able to go straight out from this, so we don't want it intersecting there. So there we go. Oh, and now we gotta turn this around real quick. All right. Now, I'll show you how this works here. I want to make sure that it's... Yeah, this is weird. The blue line is lining it up to the center of this guy instead of the insertion points like I would prefer. But that's okay. Oh no, missing concrete. Boo. Okay, there we go. Beautiful. I mean, I guess it's kind of wasting some space, but it still looks pretty good. It's orderly. That's all that I care about right now. Alright, so this is gonna take 6 iron plates and 12 screws. Oh man, I'm so glad they added this little per minute info on these, because if I recall correctly, when I first started playing this game, I had no idea how quickly stuff was producing, so it was really hard to figure that out. Okay, so I don't know what the output of these conveyor belts are. Does that tell me? Will this say transports up to 60 resources per minute? All right, cool. That is very useful information. And well, I don't know how many iron plates our constructor makes per minute, but that's okay. It makes enough because we have a stockpile of it for now. But let's see, we need to get some power over here. You are full. Anybody? Alright, we'll put this one here just so that we make sure we don't run out of power lines. So this should be able to have the capacity based off of these conveyor belts. Alright. And now it's going to be a while before it actually fills up its own inventory, but just because I'm going to throw down a storage container here. Uh-oh. These guys are going to intersect. I mean, I'm not going to use that other one right now yet, I don't think, but let's go ahead and put this like so. I think we should still be able to make this conveyor belt work okay. And not be gross. Uh-oh, maybe not. Oh, yep, here we go. Alright. Woo, fantastic! I'm just gonna go ahead and take those. Okay, so now we have to wait for 50 of these to be created, which, like I said, I could go do these by hand, but I'm trying to wean myself off of that for now. So while we wait for this to make 50 iron plates, we'll just go ahead and work on maybe organizing our other spots, the copper and the limestone, and try and make everything a lot more optimal than it is right now. But that is going to do it for this episode. I hope you all are enjoying Satisfactory. Thank you so much for joining me, and until next time, stay foxy.